What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. We are not far from kickoff in Fiorentina, Juventus. And yes, the talk is all about this do-or-die situation that is facing, of course, Thiago Motta. All right, so we are going to get to it all right now with the lineup that he was going to get into. And real quick, just going to say what's up to everybody that's already in here. All right, we got Apex coming in here. We got Deschiliopa saying Bologna winning 5-0 helps, but I think we will still struggle to get top four. Today is a big one for Juventus, no doubt, no doubt. Christy Million here, ciao, ciao. And yeah, fire intro. Yes, big shout out to our AJC Army member Sev for the intro. We absolutely love it. Lineup time. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get to the goods, all right? So do or die facing Thiago Motta. Does he finally stray from everything that he's kind of gone with? This is the lineup. Okay, so this is official. As you see there, you've got Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Kelly, Renato Vega, Weah, Locatelli, Thuram, Cope Miners, McKennie, Gonzalez, and Kolomuani. This was listed as a 3-5-2 with Timothy Weah making the right wing back and McKennie making the left wing back. However, it's being listed also as potentially a 4-2-3-1 with Weah making up the left back position, Kalulu at right back, Kelly and Vega, your center backs, obviously. And then McKennie in the 10, Cope Miners as right winger. Take your pick. I think they both suck. I'm just being flat out honest, everybody. I mean, take your pick between a 3-5-2 with those guys or 4-2-3-1 with this. And I still think it's weak. Nico Gonzalez should not be starting this matchup. If he was on a run of good form, I would say yes, fire away, but he isn't. And to put him in what's going to be a very hostile environment normally, and especially for him, making the move from Fiorentina to Juve, it screams for another shocker to come. I hope I'm wrong, but it screams of another shocker. Cope Miners at right wing, what are we talking about? You don't even have to, it ends there. McKennie in the 10 role in a game with space, etc. Sure. This one could be a clampdown. They are going to be playing a 3-5-2. So it might not be McKennie's game for that. As far as everything at the back, I still don't understand why Gatti doesn't start. We're a week away from our last match, which was Atalanta. Yeah, he played a bunch leading up to that, but you got a week's rest. So I got a lot of questions whether you pick 3-5-2 or 4-2-3-1. I think it's very, very questionable from Thiago Motta. That's just me. That's just me. And ciao to everybody coming in here again. Cologero, Forza Juve in here. Let's go. Lineup must be a big joke, and now we know. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. And I brought this up on the chat today on the preview show, and Mitch kind of says maybe this means Gatti, Cambiaso, Perin, and even Yildiz lead the we don't want Motta fraction. Maybe that's kind of what's going. He's going with the guys that he feels he can bank on and that he feels are on his side. I don't know, but I don't like it. And Swarit saying this starting 11 alone deserves a sacking. It's pretty rough. We got to call it for what it is. Wherever you stand on Motta, okay? Let's take what's happened this season out of the equation. But, are we serious with this lineup? If this is what he's going into, and this is supposedly his do-or-die game, and this is what you want to head out with? I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's given me bad vibes about how today's going to go. But I hope I'm mistaken. I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to be here leading the charge. Hopefully we get that victory. But this is sketchy. And again, lineup. I just see Andrew Juve typing in there. Put it up. There it is. This is what we're expected to go with. Di Gregorio in goal. Kalulu. Lloyd Kelly. Vega as your two center backs. Weah as your left back. Thuram, Locatelli. Cope Miners right winger, Nico Gonzalez left winger, McKennie, and Kolomuani. Holy smokes. Kolomuani's been very dry for quite some time now. 6 matches now? not fault of his own, I will say. Again, victim of the circumstances of the system, etc. But he is slumping. Gonzalez is on a poor run of form. Colt Miners as a right winger. McKennie has been effective as a temp, but not all the time. So you've got a complete question mark at the top. It makes me feel sketched out again. Hopefully I'm wrong. And Andrew Juve, you asked for it, brother. I pulled it up for you. What am I even looking at? You asked to see the lineup. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, it's shocking stuff. And Mitch is out of time to waste and says if we lose, big day to Mota and drive to the next airport. I hope that is not the case. We need the 3 points. We need a victory. We'll recap some of the action in Serie A before talking about our opponents and what they're going to do. All right, so Venezia and Napoli draw 0-0. That was the first game. Then you had Bologna with an absolute thrashing of the penile implants. Lazio 5-0. Roma currently up 1-0 against Cagliari. So, yeah, things are getting very, very interesting. This thing could go down to the wire for Juventus, really. Yeah, Roma's far from out, under incredible form right now with Ranieri. And Lazio will still keep it tight. Bologna has now passed Juventus with 53 points. And, yeah, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight, and I hope Juve's ready. And it starts today with Fiorentina. Let's see. Let's see. And wouldn't that be something if Motta's old side is the team to keep him out of top 4 this season? Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's not the case. Okay? Now, my God. And, yeah, Mitch, it's now Motta's battling Bologna for top 4. It's I think there'll be some interchanges amongst all those teams. The crazy thing is, in Serie A, nobody has been convincing, and I've said this all season, nobody is convincing. Even really Inter at the top, but it is very much Inter's to lose. Even when we were 6 points away from the top and we were going into that big match against Atalanta, the thoughts were, is Inter going to drop 7 points to get us able to get to the top to recover? They have one of the easier schedules to finish up. Napoli has the easiest schedule out of all the clubs, so we'll see. But we've got some big games in the middle of our lineup. Our schedule isn't the worst coming down to close, but there are some big key matchups in there. And right now, Atalanta went terribly wrong. Depending what happens here today, you can't bank on this guy in those big matchups. So Thiago Motta, let's see. Let's see. And Reza coming in here. Ops on 3-5-2. I think both lineups are terrible. If he's going to go with that 3-5-2, I have major question marks. And I honestly think, how do you go into a do or die game and not bank on the guys that have been the best for a longer period of time? I'm sorry, but if you're looking at creation up top, it hasn't been Nico, it hasn't been McKennie, and it hasn't been Colt Miners. You've got any hope of creation on the bench. Even in Bangula, I'd take over those options. So you've got Yildiz there, you've got Chico Conceição there. I mean, I really struggle to see how this team is going to create unless they just go guns blazing and it's pure pressure and they just hope for turnovers and to take over in space. Otherwise, I'm really not seeing it. Really not seeing it. But the feed has gone to the game. We're looking at the Stadio Artemi Franchi here. Fiorentina coming up with their little video montage here, and it looks like they're saluting. Who is that? Oh, it was one of the owners, I believe, that passed. Yeah. So, yeah, they're going to be... They always play us like it's the Scudetto is on the line. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough game for Juventus. The pitch actually looks in decent shape. I thought because of the storms and all the weather concerns that were leading up to this game that it might be in rough shape, but it actually looks okay. So hopefully we don't have to battle that on top of everything. So let's see. Let's see. Reza believes that all those players are going to be super subs. Yeah, but I mean, still, you're playing this game backwards and it's do or die. I don't like that. I don't like that. Swarit says Conceição is back. Yes, he is back. He is back and he is on the squad list. Mo coming in here. I still think sacking Mota would be a mistake. Just like sacking Allegri was a mistake. We need some stability. I understand the argument for stability and I respect it completely. However, I would say Allegri was way closer to staying than I feel with Malta this season. And we can all want stability, but the stability has to be like rewarded to something. There has to be a sense of confidence. If we're not confident March 16th in a team going from half to half, let alone game to game, that's not something that I think is stable. Monta has not provided stability. If he can't do that within one season, how on earth is he going to do this moving forward? I just don't see it. I don't see it. There is no stability with him this season from half to half. So I don't agree. But again, to each their own. To each their own. I think when you have the right guy, everything makes sense, and it shouldn't feel the way it has around this team this season. And we had a long discussion today about all the rumors, and maybe we're seeing it in this lineup because Mitch mentioned it. The guys that were all kind of involved in the rumors around problems with Mota, and that's Gatti, Perin, Yildiz, even Cambiaso, not in this game today. Maybe that's telling. Maybe that's telling that where there's all this smoke, there probably is a fire, even if it is just a small fire. Could still be there. This is maybe a big sign with the guys that he's going in what could be his do or die matchup. But again, I hope that we don't have to see anyone get the axe. The best case scenario for Juve is to ride this thing out, get their top four, and then make decisions with cool heads at season's end. All right, that is the best case for Juventus. Joaquin saying, keen to score? Well, does anybody have them? Let's go with the predictions, everybody. How you feel? A lot of pessimism in today's live show, but I get it. I get it. I went 1-1. I think it's going to be a clunky, broken up game, and I think I feel like a 1-1 draw here coming up. That's my call. As far as Keane scoring, I would not be surprised. And for us, I'll be honest, I have no idea who the heck is going to score. If I had to take a guess, it'd probably be a sub. Sub coming in and scoring. Gio's going 1-1, just like me. The Boogeyman's going 3-1. That means Fiorentina 3-1. Red's going 6-0 Juve. Whew. Ooh, we had a little discussion about the Devils lettuce on the pregame show, and that prediction might be there. That's a post-Devils lettuce. Whew. The electric cabbage. Foot Facts, 3-1 Juve. Apex, 2-0 Juve. Deshiliopa, 5-1. Woo! My goodness. My goodness. Mitch saying somehow we win it. Have no idea why. Maybe Dusan scores on the 95th. I will take a win, and I don't care how. Forza Juve believes this has a draw written all over it, 2-2. We've got Joaquin coming in here with the 2-1 Juventus win and a sub scores for Juve. Denied a pen. Keen to score. 1-0 for us. There you go. We got Luca Toni in the stands too, eh? I always loved his celly. I don't know why. I always loved his celly. I appreciated Luca Toni. Appreciated Luca Toni. Late crazy season with him at Bayern there too. In 06, he didn't get a lot of love because he wasn't getting the stats, but man, he worked his ass off for that Azzurri side that ended up winning the World Cup. Fiorentina have been in horrible form. 4 wins in the last 10 games. Yep. And I wish this would give me more confidence. Unfortunately, does not. Does not. Hey, we got to get to Fiorentina's lineup, which I will get to in a second, but we have to talk about the official. It is Michael Fabbri, all right? So 147 Serie A appearances, 4.5 yellows per game, 35 red cards, and 43 PKs dished out in those 147 appearances. You'll know exactly who he is when you see him. As far as Fiorentina, they are going in a 3-5-2 shape, and it is very close to what we had in the preview show. De Gea in goal, Pongracic, Mari, and Ranieri as your 3 center backs. Ranieri, their captain. Dodo, Fagioli, Cataldi, Mandragora, and Gosens across the middle, with Goodmanson and Kane up top. We see the players coming out now. We've got some waves and some salutes going out to the crowd. Nico Gonzalez giving some waves. We're looking at Michael Fabbri here. Looking like Joe Cappuccino, to be honest. Michael Fabbri there, but let's see. Thank God you're doing a watch along. Hey, no matter what happens, at least we got each other, right? So we've been through a hell of a lot together. We keep it rolling. We keep it rolling. But yeah, Michael Fabbri looking like Joe Cappuccino. We're going to have to pull that up the next time Joe's on a show. Hopefully soon. He's been very busy. We haven't had Mr. Cappuccino on lately. Well, let's see what happens. It's do or die for Thiago. And he's going a little wild with this lineup. Hey, I appreciate that. Berto's Juve's bright spot this season. Berto and Thuram. Me and Kefren. We'll take the bright spot honors. Thoughts on Allegri to Milan? We talked about it today, and I don't think Juve's far off, but we're starting to see that the problems are further ahead at Milan than just simple coaching. But they have director issues and issues up in the head office. Allegri, I think, would serve them well, but they have much bigger problems. So I don't think ultimately it would help them to the degree that they need. Berto, Thuram, and Vega, the big 3. We're looking at the lineups here. Exactly as I noted for everybody, and I will pull up ours again. It's expected this 4-2-3-1. Di Gregorio, Kalulu right back, Kelly and Vega your center backs, Wea on the left back position, Thuram, Locatelli, Cope Miners, McKennie, Gonzalez up ahead of the 2 mids with Kolomuani leading the line. Let's see what happens here. Locatelli coming up for the coin toss. We're just waiting for Fiorentina to take their team picks. Actually, you know what? Those unis are all right. They got the fade there from the purple into the dark, and then coming back to the purple at the base of the socks there. That's decent. It's a decent kit. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And it's cool how the details are just they look almost holographic on there. That's actually decent. You're gross, Skanga. You like the yellow kits and the blue ones coming out next season. Jesus, I got more good taste in my fucking pinky finger. Get out of here. Those are sweet. Goddamn Skanga. Mitch, I get it, but no. They cannot wear G-strings, all right? No. They cannot wear that. Jesus. That is going to end the watch-along. immediately. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? What happened to the 3-5-2? It was never a 3-5-2 because he wants Cope Miners as your right winger. Is it going to be Thiago Motta or is it going to be Thiago Mozza with a big matzo ball today? Let's see. We got to get the victory. Oh, yeah, and they're playing for their fallen owner there, Giuseppe Barone. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. They'll be fired up. Thiago Mozzarella. Let's see. That's your boy. That's your... That's all the positivity, Skanga. Cope Miners, right winger. Jesus. He didn't work as a 10, but he's going to work as a right winger. Okay. Let's see it. Let's see it. I think we'll get a good sense probably of where the players stand in all this today. DJ Cammy V coming in quick to say Cope on the wing should be a sackable offense before the game is even played. Yep, you're right. Let's get ready for kickoff though, everybody. Enough's enough. Time to see what they can do. And there we go, everybody. We got kickoff. Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Oh my God, let's throw the prayers up here. Come on. Let's get the job done here. Kalulu's on the ball back. And you know what? This is a little bit different. It's 4-2-3-1. But Lloyd Kelly is left back. Kalulu is center back next to Vega. Weah is at right back. And everything else remains up top the same. Cope Miners right wing, McKennie is your 10, Nico at left wing. So a slight alteration there. Using Kalulu and Vega as your center backs. And you know what? That's makes me feel a bit better, but I'm still not confident at all in Kelly at the left back position. If he's going to play, it's going to be at center back. And even there, he's got issues, but it's far better than left back. Let's see. Cope Miners is all of a sudden way out on the left. Is he just like in a free roam thing? Already from the start? I have no idea what's going on. I am lost. I'm lost, everyone. We're all over the place already. So 4 back. Cope Miners is playing in the middle here. He's on the left side. Look at this. Look at this mess. Nice little heel pass in. McKennie. Oh, can't get it. Oh, he does get it to Nico. Tried to drop it off for Kolomuani. Thuram with a good step over to Weah. Ah, that touch was bad, and then the follow-through was terrible. But we get called on a foul on Fagioli at the top of the area. All of that comes from pressure and stems from pressure. Kefren Thuram winning the ball there, but Weah would have had to done way better, but we got a foul anyways. They called the clip there on the back. And Weah's first touch was terrible there too, taking him out of a good spot. Yeah, this game's going to be something all right, Joaquin. It's going to be something. Everybody, reminder, get those likes up. And please, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We are close to 8K. Let's hit 8K. Come on. We got Lloyd Kelly on the flank. Over to Locatelli. Twists and turns. Finding Thuram, who drops it for Vega. Now up ahead again against that left flank is Locatelli. Playing it forward for McKennie. Putting some pressure on Dodo. A light touch on the back there. Jumping to his side. Dodo drops. That's hilarious. Foul on McKennie. And remember, Dodo was the majority decision on the preliminary day of the game. So let's go. $50 likes and Mitch sponsors a membership. Let's go. Love it. Love it. Let's keep the positive vibes going. Moise Keane can't settle that one down. Thuram cleans it up. Drops it back for Kalulu. Moving to his left, but ends up going backwards to Di Gregorio. Now played back to Kalulu. Pressure on him from Mandragora. Back to Di Gregorio. Goodmanson closing down. Mandragora closing down on Kalulu. Launches it for Kolomuani. Can't win that aerial battle. Now played forward to him. Kolomuani can't find Lloyd Kelly as he comes up in support. It's going to be a Fiorentina throw. Dodo set to take it. And excuse me, not Mandragora. That was Cataldi earlier putting the pressure for Fiorentina. Ranieri on it now. Fiorentina's captain. We're all the way back to De Gea, finding Gosens, who heads it forward, and that's going to be picked up by Kalulu. Quick exchange between him and Thuram. Again to Thuram. Up forward for Weah. Little touch into McKennie. Give and go. Weah moving forward. Tries to play it in for McKennie, but the pass is way too soft. And now a couple 1-2s, and Fiorentina coming up the flank. Cataldi now up to Moise Keane. Drop back for Goodmanson. They're coming up with pace. On to the outside for Dodo. Lloyd Kelly out watching him. The cross. It's blocked by Kelly. Locatelli cleans it up and now easily finds Weah up ahead. Played back for Kalulu, and Juve's going to regroup. Kalulu. Over to Vega. To Di Gregorio. We're 5 minutes, 13 seconds in. 0-0. Nobody really doing a whole hell of a lot so far. Kalulu, terrible pass forward. Looking for Kolomuani. Here's some pressure coming from Co-Miners. Forces Fiorentina all the way back to De Gea. And De Gea, closed down by Co-Miners, has to launch a route one. Collected by Weah. Trying to settle this ball down. Played inside. McKennie heads it back, but misses Thuram. And now they pick it up. Fagioli to Cataldi. Now to Mandragora. Mandragora over to the outside for Dodo. Lloyd Kelly's going to step forward to force him back. Nico Gonzalez putting pressure on Mandragora. Cataldi on it. Now to the back. Fagioli on it. Drops this off for Cataldi. Up ahead for Dodo. Up ahead for Mandragora. We got a foul there. Advantage being played. As Dodo's cleaned up. Oh boy. Joe Cappuccino just having words with Locatelli there. Here we got McKennie carrying it forward. Drops it back for Kefren Thuram. Twists and turns to buy himself a little bit more time. Carries it over the halfway line. Over to the outside for Lloyd Kelly. Back to Kefren Thuram. Moves it forward. Looking for some options. Everybody's pretty stagnant and flat up top. Same old, same old. Ball goes to Kelly. Back to Locatelli. Again for Kelly. Inside to McKennie. Back to Kelly. Now into Nico Gonzalez. Back outside to Locatelli. Now we swing it out to the right for Kalulu. He's going to carry it forward. Goodmanson comes over to shield. Gosens closing down on Weah. Back to Kalulu. Him and Locatelli with an exchange. Kalulu now in for Cope Miners. Back to Kalulu. And we slowly move backwards all the way to the top of our 18 pretty much. Kalulu back out for Cope Miners on the right flank. Back out to Kalulu. And back to Di Gregorio. There you go. Absolutely nothing opening up. And how is it going to when you're not moving your feet at all? Di Gregorio now launches it after the pressure from Moise Kean. Kolo Muani loses the battle to Ranieri. Cope Miners caught running away from the ball. Can't settle it. This is up ahead for Moise Kean, and great step by Di Gregorio. He's free and clear. Took a little bit of contact there. He's kind of bracing his arm there, Di Gregorio, but he'll be fine. Vega to Locatelli. Locatelli up forward here. Nico Gonzalez cuts inside. Getting the jeers, getting the boos from the crowd there. Now to Thuram, over to Weah. Inside to McKennie, goes all the way back for Thuram. And there is absolutely nobody making that move to the space behind McKennie when he draws Ranieri in. Guys, what are we doing here? Work for each other. This is the end of March and we haven't figured out that. If somebody shows 4, that means they're pulling a defender with them. That means a space opens up behind them. Like, we are just so stagnant. This is crazy. Kalulu up ahead for McKennie. Turns back. He's got 0 options here. So he actually does very well to dribble inside. Very well from McKennie. Slotted in for Kolo. Too many touches, and then we can't settle, and Fiorentina works away from the area. That's a 1 touch and a hit, Kolo. Come on, buddy. We do end up getting a foul up further ahead as Moise Kean was shielding the ball. Shoot the damn ball, man. Oh, my goodness. That was great work from McKennie. He had no options and literally picked it up and just started trekking, cutting in centrally, and then slotted a nice ball in the path of Kolo Muani. But you've got to fire that damn ball. Fire the damn ball. What are we doing here? Fiorentina in possession here. 10 minutes, 30 seconds in. And they got to go back to De Gea. He launches this one, route 1. Nobody up ahead for Fiorentina, and Vega easily settles this one. Now passing forward for Locatelli. Just shy of the halfway line. He sees Kelly on that flank. Pass it to him. Kolo Muani. Little touch into Cope Miners. He's driving forward over to McKennie. McKennie now twists away from Fagioli. Up ahead to Thuram. And Thuram strikes, but it's blocked. Now Goodmanson settles it the other way, but he comes back and we pick it up again. McKennie now to Weah. Back to Kalulu, and Juve's going to regroup on the ball in possession. Here's Locatelli. Twisting and turning. Just outside the halfway circle. Finds Lloyd Kelly on the left. Carries forward. Now drops off for Cope Miners and moves ahead. Drop to Nico Gonzalez. Played inside, but that's too soft and easily cut out by Fiorentina. Now Dodo trying to make this advanced play. But Nico Gonzalez steps in, wins it, and plays it all the way back to Di Gregorio. So Juve can regroup now. Di Gregorio plays it to Kalulu. Up ahead to Weah on the right flank. Played inside for McKennie. McKennie battling with Ranieri. Back to Weah. Thuram was making a good run. Play the ball ahead. Thuram was the one to pick up on McKennie dropping and pulling Ranieri with him. That means the space is there. Why do we not pick up on this? It's the end of the year. It's too safe. Oh, Kolo Muani with a nice turn there forces the foul. So that's Mari picking up the early yellow card here. Early yellow, 12 minutes in. Joey Cappuccino taking no prisoners. Love it. Kolo Muani still down. Not happy with that. You did get the yellow. You earned it. Take your time. Let's get settled. Also, Kefren Turam was visibly pissed at that ball not being sent forward when he recognized the space there and started to attack it. And I want to see that guy attack in defenses more often. And if Fiorentina's going to give us this much ball, start to cheat those guys forward. Locatelli trying to swing it to the outside for McKennie. He misses. It goes out, and it's going to be a Fiorentina throw. Golson set to take this throw in. Right in front of his coach, Palladino, who's also, by the way, under fire apparently. Oh, here's a long ball sent forward out to the right flank. It's Dodo. He's going to work against Lloyd Kelly, cutting in. He's in the area. This is an outside of the boot cross inside. Moise Kean tries to settle it. He does. Drops it outside to Ranieri. Over for Cataldi. Now to the outside again. Mandragora back to Cataldi. Over to Ranieri. You'd expect a cross, and here it is left-footed, and that's blocked by McKennie. It's going to go out for a corner kick to Fiorentina. So we're about a quarter of an hour through, just shy of that. It sits at 68% possession for Juventus. 1 total attempt so far in this game, and that is from Juventus. We got the corner kick here coming up. Kalulu watching Pongracic here. Cataldi. Here we go. Here's the ball in. Delivered in. It's cornered in. Another cut. And it's struck by Golsons, and we go down 1-0. Fuck! This fucking set pieces, scrambles. Asleep at the damn wheel. Asleep at the damn wheel. This is unbelievable. Awful in set pieces. This is on like a rebound of just a deflection off somebody. Sent in, scrambled, header, blocked, and then falls right to him again. You know what? That's kind of unlucky too. Like that, he heads it down, it's blocked, and goes right back out to him. And he's just slashing at a volley. That sucks, but my God. Gotta clear that first. Gotta clear the first one. Gotta clear the first one. Down 1-0. Quarter of the hour through. Fiorentina strikes first. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Holy. 1-0 down, and here we go. Vega launches this one here. And Mari trying to, I don't even know what he's trying to do there. Gets it all wrong, but De Gea picks it up. Ball's in De Gea's hands right now. Fiorentina's up 1-0, 16 minutes, 40 seconds. They're playing with it at the back. Here's Ranieri, and he launches this one forward, looking for Fagioli, but can't hit him. Kefren Turam now working against Fagioli. Flips it forward nicely for McKennie, who comes in to clean it up. A nice pass outside for Vega. Vega driving forward. Tried to thread the needle. That was blocked by Cataldi. Lloyd Kelly picks it up. Up ahead for Gonzalez. He goes back to Vega. You know those 3 sequences we had earlier where guys, nobody was attacking space that McKennie was creating? Yeah, you got to start hitting those if you want to get striking, boys. Come on. Kelly launching this one forward, trying to find Kelly. That's cleaned up by Madi. Up ahead, Moise Kean heads it down. Collected by Goodmanson, dropped off for Fagioli. Little pass through, that's a good one. Struck, and that's 2! Holy shit, Mandragora just struck one. Fagioli with the assist. It's over. Get this guy gone at half. This team has no idea. Absolutely roasted. Absolutely roasted. Absolutely roasted. Absolutely torched. Spaced everywhere. Not winning the aerials. Where's the midfield? Kelly launches this one up. The battle's locked. Kolomuani looks sleeping there. Lloyd Kelly doesn't go up for the aerial with Moise Keane. We're too slow to pick. Vega, pick up Mandragora there. Dude, everybody just asleep at the wheel there. My God. Everyone fucking sleeping. Everybody fucking sleeping. This is absolutely disgusting. This is absolutely gross. The level of compete is so pathetic. Seriously, if this is the shit you're going to see, not only should Malta go, but pull up a bunch of next-gen players and fuck these guys. Level of compete just absolutely horrid. Absolutely horrid. This is absolutely disgusting. I have no words, you guys. Absolutely no words. Absolutely no words. Kefren Turam now on it. We're down 2-0. You're wondering before a game if we're even going to score 2 in general. Let alone now coming from behind with everything that this team is facing and knowing what's at stake here. But absolutely nothing changes. Absolutely nothing. Launched up ahead for Kolomuani. He's applying a little bit of pressure there. They can find De Gea, and he just launches it forward to give them a chance to recover. Locatelli winning an aerial battle there against Mandragora, finding McKennie, who's driving forward. Now drops it off to the side for Weah. Weah with a cross. That's a good one, and nobody back post. Settled by Locatelli. To Gonzalez. Oh, I thought for a second that hit Dodo's hand on the shot, but nothing there. Now we go to Vega. Vega on it, carries, hits the halfway line. Inside to McKennie, who's very active, doing very well, but my God, he's one of the very few. Kelly tries to thread the needle for Co-Miners. Finds McKennie. Oh, Locatelli. Everyone's trying to thread the damn needle. Oh, man, Moise Keane running at Kalulu now. It's a great challenge from Kalulu. I question why Lloyd Kelly was taking so damn long to get back there and help, for God's sakes. Come on, you guys. Kefren Turam over to Locatelli, and he mistouches it, and Goodmanson just carries it. These guys are dead to rights today. There's a step in from Vega. No foul given. So we continue on. Unbelievable, everybody. Unbelievable to find ourselves in this predicament. Not even a half into this game. 2-0 down. Like, Jesus. Quarter of an hour, 1-0 down. Kalulu's carried forward over to Kefren Turam. Juve's got to find the next one, and it's got to be quick. Longer this thing goes with us doing absolutely nothing, the worse it is. Nico Gonzalez on it now. Over to Weah. Just got nowhere to go, and nobody's making moves. Nobody's making runs. Like, this is just so stagnant. There is no idea in creation whatsoever. Like, nothing. Even if you're going to get it in and then have some crosses. Like, that's a foul there on Weah. And we are going to get the call. It's in a good spot. Hopefully we could send a dangerous cross in, but set pieces are yet something else that Juve hasn't capitalized on. But this is absolutely disgusting from Juventus, everybody. Shocking stuff. Shocking stuff. You got to get the next one if there's any hope, and it should come soon if there's any hope of getting something out of this game. Coal Miners set to take this set piece. Come on, somebody, get to the end of this damn ball and put it in the back of the net. Coal Miners delivering this, going back post, headed downwards, and struck by Vega, but it's blocked. Weah's going to settle this. He's going to turn around. Maybe try to have it back in the mixer. 1-2 with McKennie. And Weah tries to dart one over on goal there, but it goes high and wide of De Gea's goal. That's a good clearance there, actually. Vega might have been pretty damn close there to getting that one. Unbelievable. This is it's tough to swallow. It's tough to stomach watching Juve like this. It's tough to stomach. I tell you though, this game doesn't end up in 3 points. Seeing this, seeing the lineup decisions, like just I have zero doubts in my mind. I have zero doubts in my mind. And now with 2-goal deficit, I don't even see this being a win. A draw would be crazy for us, the way we're going. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a win here, and I say goodbye. We won't get top 4 continuing. Won't do it. Won't do it. Worse and worse as the season goes, yeah. It's crazy. You're absolutely right, too. There's no excuses. Players are available. Oh, my God. Easy giveaway. This is Vega, chewed up by Ranieri, over to Dodo, and he's going to quickly cross it in, and Vega clears it out. Gonzalez settles it. Back to Lloyd Kelly, heads it down. Dodo chews it up. Mandragora trying to have it into Moise Kean. It's flipped up on the block. Oh, my God. Only as far as Fagioli. And that's a foul in a good spot as Thuram steps to Fagioli and actually clips him. This isn't a very good spot. Unreal. Unreal, everybody. Unreal. They're setting up for this free kick, and it is in a very dangerous spot. Di Gregorio setting up his wall. Looks like McKennie's on the carpet there to take anything low away. Who do they got over this thing? It looks like Cataldi and Mandragora. Lining up. It looks like Cataldi's going to take. I actually think it's going to be Mandragora. Let's see. Mandragora can hit him. He steps up. He has a hit. Only as far as the wall. Backs into it with a volley. It's blocked by Thuram. We get the ball out. And Kolomawani just has it out. Quick throw and taken. Just sent out the back so that Juve can restart it. Locatelli over to Vega. Colomwani can't settle this one down. McKennie giving chase. Gosens on it. He's the first goal scorer for Fiorentina. Chested down by Cataldi, but misses target. Colomwani running back at the defense. Over to Coat Miners. Holy hell. Jesus. Just miles and miles and miles high on that shot. Oh. Wing of Winter, you are firing away in there, and you know what? I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Fire away, man. Fire away. Everybody fire away. Let it go. Coop starting place for kicker in the NFL expansion team in Europe. Unbelievable. And what about that, eh? As Rorsch coming in here saying Fagioli might have just put the nail in Motta's coffin. The irony. Huh. It's crazy how things work out, eh? Closing in on 30 minutes, 2-0 Fiorentina. Statistically, it's 73% possession for Juve, but 5 attempts for Fiorentina, 2 goals, 4 attempts for Juve. So again, just possession that's meant absolutely nothing. Holy hell, Colomwani has been rough to start this game. Had an opportunity in the first. He should have struck immediately, and he tries to take extra touches. I mean, Coat Miners sent his into orbit, but at least I respect the fact that he recognized he had to shoot it quick. I'll take that over dribbling into nothing and wasting it. At least have a rip. That's the only positive out of that sequence. But we are just really stagnant. Look at Weston McKennie is moving Vega is clearly not the Vega before that injury because he looks rough. In terms of decisions, where he's passing the ball, he's trying to thread the needle like crazy. And he hasn't hit one of those. Settle it down. And this is the thing is like, you're trying to make these crazy passes. If you guys just moved around and created space, you'd have to make higher percentage passes. You'd have less work to do in that regard. But you guys are all standing still. Big Mac's the only one moving around. Kalulu and Colomwani with a 1-2. Kalulu gets fouled there by Moise Kean. Lloyd Kelly launching this one for Nico Gonzalez. Cut out by Dodo, but Colt Miners jumps on it. But Mandragora picking that up, cleaning it up into Cataldi. And now launched out nicely for Moise Kean. Tries to head it down, but overshoots his target. Locatelli picks it up. Into Mac, back to Taram, over to Kelly. Now over to Colt Miners, into McKennie. Now up ahead for Gonzalez, over to McKennie, into Locatelli. Tries to hit Colomwani there. Decent attempt. Nico Gonzalez on the settle there. Called for a handball. Oh. Unreal. Unreal. I see a lot of discussion on Giuntoli in there. My thing with Giuntoli is, how did this guy get so much leash that you moved away from players that weren't getting used? Like, Fagioli could have been getting played. I'll stand behind that 100%. And then you're going to back it by moving him away and stuff. And it's just like, man, maybe tell your coach to Get your head out of your ass, and we're not going to just kick everybody away. The fact that Juntoli was so willing to go with all these departures that were obviously breaking up some of the team unity too is wild to me. He gets one more coaching hire. He gets one more coaching hire. This one's gone completely awry, though. Dodo took a swing at goal there, but it was always curling away. Di Gregorio watching it wide. Speak of the devil, he appears. There is Cristiano Giuntoli. And, yeah, if this thing's heading the way it's heading, if you're serious at all, you strike and you make a move. And maybe it happens immediately after this match, but this is insanity right now. There is no out. There is no out, apparently. No foul on McKennie there. Fiorentina breaking away. But Keane holds things up, finding Ranieri. And now they go back. Mario over to Gosens. Inside to Fagioli, twists and turns away from McKennie. Little tug on the kit there, but Fagioli keeps carrying it. Drop off to Cataldi there. Him and Mandragora with a quick exchange. There's a foul on Cope Miners. Gosens into Fagioli. Over to Cataldi. Oh my god. Launched over the top. He just missed. That's a great attempt too. Mandragora making the run in beyond our defense. Locatelli to Thuram. Guys, who wants the ball? Like, who's moving around? Like, let's go. Pick it up. It's just useless. It's useless play. Holy Christ, McKennie having a tough time settle that one, but he's moving, he's breaking free. Inside to Nico Gonzalez, back outside to Locatelli, and again, everybody's flat at the top. Locatelli trying to dribble through, and this is just cleaned up, launched out, but Kelly can settle. Thuram wants it. Kelly steps up into Locatelli. Tries to have it in. That's headed away and then cleared again. Thuram's going to settle it, but misses Lloyd Kelly. Plays it right in front of Dodo. Well, he gets absolutely torched. Kelly's absolutely torched, but he does well to at least get back in front of Dodo, but he's running at him. Dodo with a big, heavy touch, and Di Gregorio cleans it up. Vega comes in to close things down. They have 4 players advanced. Move up the pitch, Juve. They have 4 players up. Let's go. Do you realize you're 2 goals down? Let's go. And we let them get set up. That's so... Oh, this team is going to drive me to drinking. Kalulu up over the top trying to find Kolomouani. Hits him in the back here. Battling there with Ranieri. In comes Gosens. Little touch out to Weah. Here's a cross coming into back post. Gonzalez can't connect on that one. Locatelli goes up. He's going to get called on the high boot. Him and Mandragora both going for the ball. And Fiorentina will get the free kick and relieved of any pressure. Crazy. Reminder, everybody, get those likes up. Let's go. All right. If there's one thing we're going to do, we're at least going to get this stream going and get the channel going through thick or thin. Therapy sessions, bonding through pain, bonding through abysmal football. There's always us. There's always us. The one constant here. Eric coming in here with a storm the bar. Mota out tonight if we lose. Absolutely, no question. 1,000%. 1,000%. Absolutely. Right now, I'd actually call back to Turin and I'd say, can you pack up this guy's belongings in his office? Pack them up. Kane on the carpet there, cleared out by Lloyd Kelly. Trying to find Kolomuani there. Trying to do some cheeky back heel touch thing to lead himself forward. When really we need to just make sure that you control that ball, man. Played forward, Goodmanson, little touch into Cataldi. And now here's a ball for Keane, taking on Kalulu. Almost got around him, but Kalulu recovered. Now getting pressed there to the outside. Kalulu sends it forward. McKennie settles it into Thuram. Thuram trying to create a little bit of space. Trying to find Kolomuani. Easily cut out. Played forward. Headed down by Weah. Fagioli with a little touch there into Keane. Keane does well to shield. Cole Miners coming in here against Goodmanson. Golson's on it. And Golson's, he's going to try and go all the way across the pitch. But Gonzalez is going to head it down. Dodo's going to give chase, but Di Gregorio comes out to collect. Plays it out quickly for Locatelli. Fiorentina's already set though. They barely committed forward. And you're not going to get many instances where they put too many bodies up forward, 2-0 up. It's up to us to create. And so far that's been abysmal. 2 decent shooting sequences. One we didn't even shoot. And the other we launched into orbit. Locatelli. Over to Weah. To Kalulu. Back to Locatelli. To Cole Miners. Back to Kalulu. Very little movement at all. Stagnant. Slow. The characteristics that really define 85% of Thiago Motta's Juve this season. Gonzalez starts to take on Dodo, turns back, goes to Lloyd Kelly. Into Locatelli. Swinging it out for Kalulu. He's pressed by Goodmanson, but he gets it to Vega. Vega now to Locatelli. To the outside for Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly up for Gonzalez. Back to Kelly. And he goes all the way back to Di Gregorio. We have zero idea of how to break opponents down. Zero idea. If we do so, it's going to be a mistake made or something. Gonzalez running at Mandragora and easily won by Mandragora. Twist and turn now. Played to the back, to the outside for Dodo. Cuts inside. It is 1. Pressure coming here. We are going to get a foul. Foul on Cataldi as he challenges Locatelli there. This is a free kick in a good spot. Maybe we find something, but set pieces have not been a strong point whatsoever. You're down 2-0 though. Send the house. Let's go. Get after it. For the love of God, put a good cross into this thing. Remember how we talked at the start of the game and it was like, where's the creation going to come from? You're seeing it. You're seeing it. Like, where is the creation going to come from? This lineup was sketch. Nico's been on multiple shockers coming into this one. 4 midfielders in. Find a way, get ahead on this, deflect it in, something, own goal, I don't care. Get this ball over that line. Cope Miners delivers this piece here, goes to the back, and then just a touch from Gonzalez, but no actual shot. Now played over the top. Goodmanson's going to probably win this race, but Locatelli's there to ultimately clean it up. And he will go back to Di Gregorio. Kalulu continues to drop back to be an option. Vega comes in, shows for. He will take a quick touch to Kalulu, who's going to carry out to his right. Now, switches, turns to the left, finding Locatelli. Locatelli, a hep for Cope Miners. Cope Miners trying to thread the needle on the carpet for Nico Gonzalez. Easily cut out. We're not even close on these. Not even close on these passes. Man. Running out of words. I've only got one word left, and it's de. Seriously. To all involved. Fagioli collects here for Fiorentina. Out to Gosens on the left flank. Back to Fagioli. He turns, opens up to his right. Plays it to the back line. Up to Goodmanson. To Mandragora. To Cataldi. Back to Mandragora. Over to Ranieri. Knocking the ball about. Taking their time. They're not going to be pressed for anything. Why would they rush 2 goals up? Knocking it about. See if any lanes open. Otherwise, keep the ball a bit. And we're barely putting pressure. Co-Miners now finally telling everybody, get up. Let's go. Just wild. Wild this shit has to be instructed too by a player. Like, let's go. Over the top here for Moise Kean, being watched by Renato Vega. In comes Weah, but I think he's ultimately called for the offside. Man, oh man. Yeah, I think it's coming right after this one. I don't think there's any point of return, Adam. Wow. How could there be? How could there be? DJ Cami V, will they let Mota take the bus home after this game, or will he have to arrange his own transportation? He can ride on the back of his 272 ideas and thesis. Everybody was hyping up that. I was like, it's just a 4-2-3-1. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are at the 45th minute here, everybody. So we're going to shut it down here. I'd probably expect like maybe 2 minutes of added here, but this is crazy. And yeah, you're right. That's why we're music. We make every team feel like they are prime Barca. Yeah. We're awful. This team has gotten worse. If you want time or you want patience, whatever, like if we went the opposite where we were seeing what we're seeing now at the beginning of the season and then we built up to what we got at the start of the season, you can maybe make that argument. But right now, it's going downhill. To hell in a handbag, as they say. Seriously. Launched in, set piece, flicked onto the back post. We get 1 minute of stoppage, and it's pretty much up. So we are going to get halftime, and unreal. And that's sent to the back post on a header again with like no compete there from Juve. Fiorentina in complete control. We end the half there at 2-0, and there's nothing left to say, everybody. You're absolutely right, Aldo. I'm with you. Aldo Lee, no words for this Juve. Brutal. There's nothing left to say. We're not even competing. We're not. It's abysmal. The level of compete is pathetic. The lack of ideas still in late March in terms of creation, it's garbage. And you could tell if this team was going to get through to the end of the season, it isn't going to be because of Thiago Motta or his game plan or his thesis or any of this crap because it hasn't worked. It was going to be all blood, sweat, tears, guts, heart, fight, grinta, basically. And I question whether they even have it for this guy. If this is a do or die game for your coach and you come out with effort like that, that kind of tells the story for me. I don't know if it is, and I'm not going to claim that the best decision is an interim, okay? I'm not going to claim that it's better than making a decision on a guy like Mancini immediately. I don't know what the right decision is. All I know that's right is Motta has to go. I'm sorry. Anybody that is against that, I strongly disagree. Of course, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but for me, there is no way you can continue like this if we want top four. If this club doesn't even give a shit about top four, which I know is not the case, then you can continue and ride it out and make your decision. But if you're legitimate, and I know that Elkin's been stressed for months about this, I know that Juntoli's freaking out about this, I'm telling you, you can't continue. You can't continue. If this ends up as is right now and they don't fire him, I would be shocked. I would be completely shocked if Thiago Motta is not sacked immediately after this game. Maybe not immediately. Maybe tomorrow morning becomes a Black Monday. But I see no other way continuing with this if you want to get something out of this season. Seriously. We're going to get to some Storm the Barns here. We might pull in some calls here, but it's ugly here. Who's my choice to replace Motta at the end of this game? At the end of the game, I don't like any of the decisions that we have. I don't want to rush into signing a guy like Mancini or Tudor. I'd like to hit season's end and then look, because if a guy that is clearly head and shoulders above the rest becomes available, I want that guy. I want to stop cheaping out. I want to stop jumping on moves. It's been scattered since Sarri. So I don't want to jump to anything. I want this to be a legitimate plan, okay? An actual plan. And stop chasing ideas or methodologies or philosophies and get winners at Juve. Get serious about this coaching role. Enough with this shit. So I don't know what the answer is, though. Immediately, it's got to be somebody on interim, and you know what? It's probably heading down the route of Brambilla or Magnanelli. If that were the case, I hate pulling Brambilla away from next gen, but I'd probably go that route, to be honest, before Magnanelli. Magnanelli moving up doesn't make much sense to me. But man, it's just, this is pathetic. This is a beyond pathetic performance, and it's becoming the norm. So how to continue? How do you continue with that? How do you say, give this guy time? He's not the problem. Keep him around. We still have to reach these objectives, and it's bare bones minimum objectives. It's like you have to draw the line somewhere. You have to tell the players, look, guys, you're playing for your jobs too. We're going to sack this guy, and part of it is because of you guys. You have to draw the line somewhere. You have to start to get some level of accountability out there. Who do you think could be our Ranieri? We need someone to do what he's done to Roma, but be willing to leave when the season ends. Yeah, and that's just it. Who, and I raised this question up. I said, like, there's got to be somebody in the Juve family somewhere that would be willing to come in, that maybe could have some type of impact and some type of stimulus to close this thing. You know, some of the ideas I have, they're already tied to clubs. Mauro Camoranesi has done a great job over in Malta, whatever, but like, he's not going to come. He's not going to separate himself for something like this when he's tied to a job. But like Montero was brutal before with Next Gen. He came in for just a few games at the end of last season. I don't know what the answer is, everybody. It's a shitty spot to be at. All I know is you cannot continue. So, you know what? Brambilla doing a great job with Next Gen. Sorry, let your assistant continue on with there. Just keep everything the same and you step up. Get to season's end. I don't want to commit to somebody. And I don't want to make a reactionary signing based out of this desperation. That's my whole thing. That's what I don't want to see. You know? Who are your 5 subs at half? Don't wait until 60 minutes. I don't know if I make all 5, to be honest. But if you have any hopes of creating something, let's be serious. You got to get Yildiz in there, and you probably got to get Chico Conceição in there. Nico Gonzalez can leave this game, and Yildiz can come on. Cope Miners could leave and you could get Conceição in. I'd argue that McKennie's moving well and there's enough space for him to cause some damage, so I'd actually leave him. There, or I'd bring Imbangula in, slide McKennie to the right, and get Yildiz in and let Yildiz play the 10. But these are some of the options available to Mota, and some of them should have been there from the start of the game. Let's be 100% honest. It's wild. It's wild to see what's going on. Mota looks embarrassed, as he should be. This is an all-time low in terms of feelings around this club. Absolute shame. Absolutely. It's one of the lowest points, and that's saying a lot considering these past years and everything. But part of this whole thing is a lot of people felt that Mota should have been let go already prior to now and stuff, and I kind of understand that, but at the same time, the best case scenario for us is to hit the season's end and make that decision. If you would have pulled the chute earlier, I mean, did it really reach that breaking point? You could have argued after the Empoli game. Champions League defeat to PSV, okay. The Empoli one, you could probably tell where it was heading, right? This is tough. But it's shambolic. This is complete shambles for Juve. Complete shambles. Should we say goodbye to Mota right now or at the end of the game? Right now at halftime? Imagine getting pulled at half. And then who's doing it? Is Giuntoli going to come down from the stands and coach? Yeah, you just can't do it. You just can't do it. At the end of the game, though, I think it's coming, everybody. I think it's coming. Berto, I told you last week that we'll get smoked today and that we're not making the top 4, but you disagreed. How's top 4 looking now? It's not looking good. It's not lost. He's got to go today, though, if you have any shot. And I don't know if I'm really LOLing about this because it's not really a funny scenario. I don't really care for I'm right. I really don't care for who's right or who's wrong. I'm fucking damn near broken watching this Juventus. There's people pointing out I was right all along. Is it great? What do you want me to say? Cool. I'm 1,000% stoked that the predictions on us being absolute dog shit were right. What are we doing here? It sucks. Would you not give Mota till end of the season? Absolutely not. What are we hanging on to? It's getting worse. It's getting worse by the minute. So, obviously, he's not going to be let go right now in the dressing room, okay? So, this is another thing that is stuck out to us like a sore thumb. It's one good half, one bad half. It's not a lot of tactical no tactical adjustments from Mota ever. So, what's going to happen this second half? You're down 2-0. It's do or die. He doesn't like to sub a lot right at halftime. What strings does he pull? Is there something more to this guy than just personnel, which obviously isn't doing the trick? Is there some direction that he could have picked out of what was happening there? McKennie is killing himself, moving everywhere, and he is doing his job in creating space, and nobody is attacking it. What will he bring? It's the last half, but everything I've seen says, get out of here. Just go. Mota looks like he's lost his marbles with staying Nico and Cope. Is he trying to get fired? Would appear so. If we do get Mancini until Club World Cup and give him option for 1 year, if he finishes +3, would you do it? If he finishes this season and gets into third spot, commit to him? I'm lost on this one, but I'm going to be quite honest. I'm not sold on Mancini as being the guy. Regardless of coming in now, +3 finish rate, I'm really not sold on Mancini. And I've said it today. It hasn't been pretty since Vialli left. Obviously, that was the finish with the Azzurri, and he was making questionable, kind of lost what was making him succeed there. Got into it at FIGC, and then he went to Saudi and failed. I'm not really into it. Tudor as an interim, Tudor wants minimum like the rest of this and a full season beyond. You guys, I don't want to commit to anything. What if Conte came available? So what? You're going to miss out on him 3 times in a row? I mean, it'd just be shambolic at this point. Don't rush into anything. I don't want to commit to any of these guys for 10 games remaining. I don't want to do that. That's just me. Giuntoli and Motta should go hand in hand. Paying actual real life money for Kelly is sabotage. Who is to blame for this awful showing? Is it only Motta, or is everyone accountable? Of course everyone is accountable. I mean, the players have absolutely zero compete. But again, like when you're talking about a team and you're talking about if you're talking about team unity, team harmony, team chemistry, etc. Remember when you heard the rumor that a player had talked to a close relative or a friend or a family member, etc. about, oh man, not happy with this Malta guy. Nobody knows what to expect from one game to the next. Was it hard to believe? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It wasn't hard to believe because of the decisions that he makes overall. And when you're a player and you're playing on a team and you can feel these struggles and you could see these struggles, like, do you think the players are like, oh no, yeah, we're good with Nico going here over and over? Or do you think that there's some in their mind that are like, man, why does he keep switching the captaincy? Why is he going to this again? Cope Miners force fed down something that isn't working. You don't think players feel that? Come on. Everyone's accountable, but Motta takes the majority of the blame, and I'll tell you why. It comes down to the fundamentals and the basics. Tell me the fundamentals and basics that this team shows on a game-to-game basis. What are they? I'm waiting. And you know what, Sky? I talk too much? Say nonsense? Is that nonsense? That we show no basics, no fundamentals throughout an entire season? Challenge you to tell me otherwise. And the guy in your photo is not the GOAT. Listen. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The levels that we're reaching, and people will still tell you Motta needs to stay. He doesn't need to stay. Bye-bye. And bye-bye tonight. Bye-bye tonight. Okay? How much more embarrassing can it get? Honestly, if we continue with him, I actually think it will get worse. This is your do or die game, and there is no compete out there. Very little compete. Yeah, it could get way worse. That's the scary thing, everybody. We are getting ready for halftime. There's a ton of Storm the Barns, you guys. Is this worse than the Del Neri season? Holy hell! I'd put them right up there for another. Obviously, we're higher in the table and stuff and closer to the top with the win or anything, but the feeling is just as poor. Believe it or not, the feeling is just as poor. Malta looks furious coming out there, but I feel like he's dead man walking. Oh my goodness. Guys, the half's about to start. I went off on a tangent. I apologize for the call-ins. We'll do call-ins at full time, okay? Because I have a feeling that it's going to be time to unleash. Yeah, I'd agree with you, Drin. He knows he's getting sacked. Sky saying we allowed this nonsense by letting Allegri destroy our winning mentality. I'd argue that it started well before that. This team was scattered. This team has been scattered since it went to Sarri, who was like plan D, and then hired Pirlo with absolutely zero experience, and then went to Allegri, which countered what the idea was to move forward. This team has been scattered for years now. They have to get a coach right, but Motta is not the guy, and he's proven that. And I picked him in the summer too. I would have making that choice, and I was wrong. I was wrong on wanting Motta. We're getting ready for the second half, and buckle up, everybody. As far as getting anything out of this, prayers up. Jeez. No changes at halftime. Shocker. And there we go. Second half underway. Does it get an air horn now? We'll do an air horn for the hell of it. For tradition, I guess. Weah heads it back to Ranieri, headed back in, settled by Thuram. McKennie with a touch to Weah into Thuram. Back out to McKennie. We were completely congested on that left flank. Thuram being pushed back by Gosens. Over to Weah being forced back by Fagioli. Drops it to Kalulu, who launches it forward. Mari bombs this one, but it's out. It's going to be a Juventus throw. Weah's going to get set to take it there. Vega launching this one to absolutely nobody. I have no idea what I'm watching. No changes at halftime. Absolutely, like, to nobody's surprise. Same shit. Go out there second half. Tactical adjustments, I expect 0. And the level of compete, let's see. Kenny little flick on beyond, but we're not even playing with a winger. Co-Miner's just playing free roam. Actually, I think McKennie, it looks like the one change he made is Co-Miners is going to drop into the middle central area and McKennie's going to go out to the right wing. I mean, I don't know why you don't use, an actual winger that's on the damn bench. But what do I know? What do I know? Tell you what I do know is I might go beat my head against the wall after this damn game. Co-Miners with a touch into Thuram. Thuram swinging it outside for Lloyd Kelly. Cuts inside, back out to Vega. And this is cut off. It's absolutely labeled. And Fiorentina moves right back forward against us. Here's Dodo on it, being watched by Kelly. Cuts to the outside, gets across in, and it's a one-hopper, handled nicely by Di Gregorio, as Goodmanson's right there on the doorstep. Now Di Gregorio scans for an outlet. He's going to roll it out to Kalulu. He's going to move forward. Cuts back inside centrally, waiting for some options. Now sliding it out for McKennie. Thuram's going to just advance out to Weah, back out to Kalulu, to Locatelli. Up forward for McKennie. Little touch in for Thuram. He's going to drive forward. Tries to squeeze it through to Kolomuani. Nothing doing. Miners over to Wea. Little cross going back post. Gonzalez. Oh, McKennie tries to step into that and it's blocked and deflected away. And then Mandragora tries to have it out and he hammers Fabry with it and play's going to stop. A little bit better. Good opportunity there. Headed back into the mixer, but as McKennie goes, that's a great block there. And that's their captain, Ranieri, making a big intervention. Oh, man. Vega. Over to Kalulu. Kalulu to Wea. Little touch into McKennie. Tries to feed it through for Wea. It's deflected out. It's going to be a corner kick for Juve. Let's go. We got to beat these guys, though, to some of these balls. Let's go. Cross delivered in. Headed out. Fiorentina clears as far as Cataldi on the flank. He's going to move it forward almost to the half line. Wea cleans it up. Back to Locatelli. He waits for his teammates to take up their positions. Feeds it to Vega. Vega dribbling through the center circle into Thuram. Thuram now. Over to Lloyd Kelly on the outside left. Up ahead for McKennie. Little touch back to Kelly. To Thuram. To Locatelli. The only guy moving up front is McKennie. This is tough to watch, man. I feel for this guy. This is absolutely brutal. The only guy moving around. Hasn't stopped running. And just hitting lanes, creating space, and everybody's just fucking standing there. It's pathetic to see. Another deflection off of McKennie cross. This is going to go out for a corner kick. Oh, Batti goal. Gabriel Batistuta up there in the crowd. Man, he is a player I always would have wished played for Juventus. Great nickname too, Batti goal. Got a corner kick set to come in. Delivery from Miners. There it is. Swinger headed down by McKennie and then Vega with a soft header right at De Gea. McKennie looks a little rattled as he gets up here. And De Gea just bombs this one up ahead of Moise Kean. He's taking on Locatelli. Pulls up and then has a rip, but it drifts well wide of Di Gregorio's goal. Quick restart here. Vega over to Kalulu. Back to Di Gregorio. Over to Locatelli. Pin back here. Up ahead for Gonzalez, who can only take a touch right to Fagioli. Back to Gosens. Back to Fagioli. Again to Gosens. Mari to the outside here. Finding Dodo. Being watched by Lloyd Kelly. Push back. And to De Gea, who just rips this one ahead. And again, just acres of space between players. Easily trapped by Fagioli. Put back for Gosens. Back to Fagioli. He's going to lead Goodmanson here. Goodmanson running at us. Right-footed hit, and it's in the back of the net. What? Yeah, this is bye-bye. There's no doubt about it. It's bye-bye Thiago Motta and see you later. One and done. No question. This team is not reacting. You have no ideas. Same old, shit lineup. No changes at half. No adapting tactically. It's a shit show. It's a mess. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. You can go, and you can go right now. And you know what? To be fair, hell of a strike from Goodmanson. I will give him that. Hell of a strike through the legs of Vega. Swerving. It's a nice hit. Nice goal. But just pathetic from us. Nice hit, but pathetic from us. Space all over the place. Not picking up guys quick enough. Just an absolute thrashing and a beatdown. 3-0. And again, this coach couldn't use... I'm with you, Wing of Winter. I'm with you 100%. I said it when we were saying goodbye. I'm like, you're watching how many guys struggle time and time again, and you can't use Fagioli. What Luis wasn't even friggin' fit and can't stay fit. Cope Miners can't freaking do anything, apparently. You can't get anything out of him. It's crazy to me. We could not use this guy. Huh. 7-0 in our last 2 games and counting. What are we talking about? Get this guy out now. Grab one of the Juventinos in the corner there and tell him to come take up the sideline. Seriously. It's the same thing. Actually, it's not the same thing because it would be better. This is a joke. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. When this match ends, I want to hear that this guy is gone. Fagioli switching for Dodo. Fiorentina in complete control. We're not getting anything. This team's dead in the water. You can inject somebody in here, but Mota doesn't have the ideas. You can inject a Chico Conceição into this game, a Kenan Yildiz, to give us some hope of ripping something out as far as a goal or something, but you're not doing anything. Just shocking. Shocking. Pfft. I wouldn't have guessed that this one against Fiorentina is 3-0. I wouldn't have. Crazy. Ori saying, Berto, do you really think we could sack a manager mid-season because of results? This is me hoping that we have some type of standards, that we actually think we're a serious club. Because right now, this isn't serious. This isn't serious at all. If we don't want to be serious, then yeah, keep them. Keep them. Run down to 8th or 9th in the table. If you're serious, if you give a shit, you sack this guy. And then the message goes to the players. And Giuntoli followed this guy a little bit too heavily. Because he hasn't delivered on the guys that UNO got that he was a part in this window. Giuntoli gets one more coaching hire. That's it. That's it. Oh yeah, Alberto Costa, Cambiaso now, yeah. Do or die match. Cambiaso sits. Yildiz sits. Conceição sits. Where was the creation going to come from? No. Instead, you'll get 73% possession of sweet fuck all. Not doing a thing. And Lloyd Kelly. And we just launch it to absolutely nobody. There is no game. There is no game plan here. We are lost. We are lost. We are lost. Moise Keane all alone for 4. Ha! Day. Offside. Holy. And Vega's left high and dry. Gatti better have been hurt to not play in this game either, to partner next to Vega. Another very, very sketchy, questionable decision. Here's your changes. Vega coming off. Alberto Costa coming on. Cambiaso coming on. Nico Gonzalez off. Just, it's done. It's done. The attitude on the benches says it all with these guys. Costa plays it in, but it's cut off. Can't hit Thuram. Now he blocks the pass forward. It's going to go out for a Fiorentina throw. We're at 59 minutes here. 3-0. Absolutely just getting spanked. No line of sight for a goal from Juve here. Motta out, shouts all over the place, and it's time. What are we talking about? This was a do-or-die game, and he dialed up something different, and what it was a very, very awful lineup that was hard to defend a lot of decisions. And absolutely no change in structure of play or decisions, like ideas, like nothing new. Absolutely nothing new other than an even more questionable starting 11. But my God, even a level of compete that was soft and weak in the first half, you can't get them up for this game. Can't get them up for many games. It's just, it's nothing there. In-swinger coming from Co-Miners. There's the delivery, and it's cleared out. Weah's going to settle this one down. Take an hour to do so before getting into Co-Miners. He's just going to launch it back into the area, and it's headed back and into the hands of De Gea. 3-0 Fiorentina. We're a half hour away from full time and probably a half hour away from Thiago Motta as Juve's coach. And to be honest, I would hope so. Foul there on Cataldi. Late clip there. Vlahovic talking under his mouth now. Doesn't want to get caught by the cameras anymore. Talking underneath his mouth to Nico Gonzalez, who's talking underneath his jacket. I don't know if they're talking about somebody's performance or whatnot, but Nico Gonzalez would have absolutely nobody's performance to talk about. Guy's been abysmal for games on end. I would have never started him in this game. I wouldn't have started him in the last game. Co-Miners shouldn't have started this game. Gatti should have started this game. Unless he's hurt, like I said. But this is... you know, over these past few years that have been so tough to stomach for us as Juventini, like, the results, like, we've had shit results over this run, right? We've had shit results. But the feeling, like, with this side is so incredibly low. It feels beyond any of those times and any of those defeats that came before this Thiago Motta season. This team just literally has nothing to it. Like, nothing to it at all. I might be alone in this, but I'm just spitballing how I feel watching this team. Because we've had brutal results over the past, 4 or 5 years. There's a header there and can't direct it on goal. Kolomuani getting up there right next to McKennie and Co-Miners. And it might just be me, but like I said, this feels the worst from a Juve side right now. It's just, there's nothing to them. There's nothing to them. Yeah, Gio saying, yeah, this is bad. Easy saying, really be surprised if Malta isn't sacked tonight. Me too. I'd be completely surprised. Magical realism, worst Juve I've seen since '93. No fight, no passion. Yeah, there's just nothing to this side. This is and when the struggles were kicking in and people were trying to keep me, positive, more on the positive end, I said I see a shallow, like a hollow, excuse me, just a hollow shell of a team, and it still remains. This is just a hollow shell of a team. There's been nothing that's progressed, nothing that's grown, nothing that's been nurtured. It's nothing. There is nothing to this side. Lloyd Kelly drops it back for Di Gregorio, picks it up now with Moise Kean putting pressure. Lloyd Kelly. And again, we just launch it up forward, and Dodo will just collect, take a look up, and then launch this thing. So the big tactical strategy is to just bomb this thing up the left flank. Half the time to nobody. Locatelli making a move up the left flank. And Dodo's all jacked up after clearing that ball out there. Getting the fans all fired up. And we are just flat as mush. Cambiasso now cutting inside over to Kefren Thuram. Thuram scanning inside to Cope Miners. Terrible touch there. Fagioli with a little spin move around there, but Thuram comes in to clean it up. Thuram over to Weah. Into Locatelli. Now out to McKennie. Over to Cambiasso. Being watched by Mandragora. To Locatelli. Over to Kefren Thuram. Thuram now slots it over for Cope Miners. Overlap from Costa, but barely. Left standing there. Not trying to cheat to take an edge to maybe cross it in after beyond the defense. It's just all so safe. So slow. So stagnant. Awful, awful Juventus to watch. Awful. Awful. Locatelli. Holy fuck. Awful, awful Juventus to see. One of the worst I've ever seen. Now Gatti warms up. Yeah. Now he warms up. Dodo pushed back by Cambiasso. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. Philip just saying, it's really crazy how they buy all these players and they all just suck. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. Cambiasso over to Cope Miners on the outside. That's a crazy clearance there from Gosens. Ball was rocked right across the face of goal. One touch in from Cambiasso. Him and McKennie with a 1-2. Dropped off for Cope Miners on the one touch hard cross across goal. And we got Shatterstar. Much appreciated for the super chat donation, brother. Really, really appreciate it. The worst part about this is we all know he's not getting sacked. If Agnelli was still around, he would have pulled him off the pitch personally. Do you guys honestly feel he's not? You know what? I'll just run a poll question here because I would be completely shocked. So let's start a poll. Will he be sacked? I'd be surprised. Like, he's got to be getting sacked. I'm a yes. Like, if find it hard to believe we wouldn't sack him here. Way too much smoke. Way too much smoke around this one. And the fact that Nico Skira's clamped in on it for a while leads me to believe that it was also a decision. I kind of believe Skira. I've been hearing it for a while, even before he even put it out there yesterday, that the feeling is that it's been decided, no matter what the results are to finish off the season, that he's gone. For me, like, he's going to be sacked. I think he's going to be sacked. I'm with you, Mitch. We all ripped apart and shredded this starting 11. But I'm going to say I did not expect it to be to this degree. Like 3-0, 7-0 over your last 2 games. So 69% believe, yes, Mota will be sacked after this one. 71% now. So still a decent fraction of the crowd believing that we're still not going to fire this guy. Huh. 73%, yes. 74%, climbing more and more. One quarter of the Juventini in here believe he won't get sacked. Can this be considered sabotage? Huh? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows anymore? At least then we'd have a good excuse to suck this bad. But my God, that lineup was sabotage. That would breed that theory. So it was just shocking stuff. So we got Kelly and Kalulu as center backs right now. Kenny up forward for Colt Miners. Inside pass to nobody. Sorry, there was somebody. It was Cataldi. Kelly heads it down for Locatelli. Tries to find Weah there. Can't settle that. Ranieri heads it beyond. Alberto Costa is going to settle this. He's going to take him on. He's got wheels. He's going to get the corner. Now drop it back off for Weah. Weah into Thuram. And there's just nobody moving. What do you want these guys to do? Like, oh my God, and we can't settle the easiest of passes forward. Oh, Madonna mia, Madonna mia. Ranieri's down, stretching. Looks like he's got some cramps to deal with. Got a bunch of players getting ready on the side for Fiorentina. Comuzzo, one. Adli, another. Kalulu over to Kelly, over to Cambiaso. Cuts inside on Mandragora. Touch too heavy. And that's one back by Cataldi. Plays it inside. Nobody's able to win this one. Mari up ahead for Goodmanson. Little touch ahead. Mandragora to Cataldi. Back to Mandragora. To Cataldi again. Over to Fagioli. To the back for Mari. Stepping forward for Goodmanson. All the way back now. Fagioli collects out to Mandragora. Fiorentina just stretching Juve around the pitch and just knocking it about. Moise Keane fighting off Lloyd Kelly to Cataldi. Over to Mari. That's one of the parts that just infuriates me about Thiago Motta was how unwilling he was to work with certain guys to the point where we got rid of all our depth pretty much. And just had to make some shocking decisions. We got guys getting into it on the side there. Looks like Weah and Ranieri. Now we got Weah coming off for Chico Conceição. You got Lloyd Kelly coming out for Federico Gatti. The fact that Gatti couldn't start this game is bonkers to me. Just bonkers to me. Kenan Yildiz will just sit for what? For a last little 5-minute showing. Headed down into Keane's path, and he strikes it not far away from Di Gregorio's short side post. Quick start. Cambiasso out there. Costa collects from Gatti. There's only one guy that was moving around all game, and now even he can't move. He's tired. Here's Costa getting in behind after Cope Miner's little flick on. He's trying to take on Ranieri, finding Cope Miners there. To the back for Conceição, being watched by Fagioli. Turns out, gives it to Thuram. Now out for Kalulu, who's stepping forward. Into McKennie, little one-touch back for Kalulu, but can't hit him in stride. Here's Cambiasso, and he misses McKennie. Keane's going to eat it up. Here's Mandragora. No foul there. Oh my goodness, you guys. Over to Locatelli. Chico wants the ball way out on the right there. Gatti's going to give it to him. Goodmanson's going to come in. Costa's going to give him the overlap. Dropped outside to him. Cuts inside. Now dropped out for Chico. Cuts back in. Good work from him. And then the ball is just junk. And it's out. For a goal kick. Oh, no. No, it's corner. It's corner here, but set pieces. Here's Cope Miners. Ready to swing this one in. Here it is, and it doesn't even get by Moise Kean at the first post and flipped forward for Dodo. He's got Locatelli, has to retreat. Sent it to the outside, but Chico's going to cut this one off. He is going to maybe take a stab at running back at Fiorentina. Cope Miners with an overlap there. Drops for Thuram. Thuram steps forward. It's just, what's the idea here? Everybody's standing there. Who wants the fucking ball and do something with it? Chico now working on Ranieri, but Cataldi's right behind him. Make the overlap, Costa. Keep going. This is terrible. These guys are clueless. Clueless. Inside to Thuram. Thuram's going to have a shot. It's a one-hopper, easily handled by De Gea. And that was from like 40 yards out. It was always going to be super ambitious from there. Wow. Yeah, Danny, you're right. I'm waiting for the Malta interview saying Cope had a fever. So I had to pull him out in the 85th minute. Crazy, you guys. Absolutely crazy. I mean, heads have to roll. Fiorentina's looking at making a couple subs here. Looks like Beltran and Gomuzzo set to come in. Ranieri's going to actually be the one coming off, their captain, for Gomuzzo. And he's getting a big ovation there from the crowd. And Goodmanson is going to make way for Beltran. Mateo Camisa, the best part of the game was seeing the great kit you have on. Well, at least there's that. Hey, buddy? And at least we can remember about some better days. Much, much better days. You know? Gan Shatterstar, much appreciated with the super chat, brother. Really, really appreciate it. It's like we have 10 zombies on the pitch. I would actually take the zombies because the other team would actually fear zombies. We don't instill any fear. Did I see that you scored Fede Chiesa in here? No, I did not, but congratulations. Were the U21s playing? Is he still down there? Just kidding. Take it easy. Relax. Relax, my boy. Swarit, I knew you would come in on that one. Take it easy. No, a single reason to keep Mota? No, I can't either. Absolutely can't. Our time will come. We will learn from our mistakes. Hey, we've got a lot of lessons. We've learned a lot of lessons for going by the mistakes. I'll tell you that much. So should be error free for the next wave. Costa on it here. Shut down by Fagioli. We're at the 80th minute mark. 10 more minutes and then we can get the hell out of this thing. I'll open up the lines and we'll do some call-ins and go from there. And just, I think we're all going to be pretty much on the same page. I'm actually going to challenge people that are on the opposite side because we know the vast majority of all us want to see him sacked. But for everybody that's saying, give time and we need stability at the coach, I'm actually challenging those people to come on because not to shred them. I don't want the chat to go mental and shred these guys. I legitimately want to hear some strong, valid arguments other than stability because this is not stable, what's happening on the pitch. You can't continue with this. So for anybody that's still on that wavelength, I need to hear from you. Like, what are you sticking to or clinging to that is this, idea of sticking with this guy and giving it time? What are we giving time to? Awful lineups? Questionable subs? No subs? No tactical changes? No game plans? What are we giving time to? Forza Juve's got one here saying that the only reason I don't see why Motta didn't sub in Yildiz and Dusan is because he values his own pride higher than the results of the team. He had too many falling outs with vital players for us. Wow. And you know what? We're kind of on the same wavelength, Forza Juve. I said this. We were talking about it in the pregame and saying I wonder if this starting lineup in a do-or-die game speaks to all the shit we've been hearing. It really makes you wonder. But one way or another, it was a disaster starting lineup. And still, in my opinion, shocking to see it to this degree on the pitch. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if we lost the game, but to get completely smoked again with a first half with very little compete and even a second half with very little compete amongst the majority of the side is just god-awful to see. It's god-awful to see. Malta literally hung himself with the wrong fucking players. He literally put himself out to pasture with some of these guys. Fagioli switching out the field for Dodo. Cambiaso's going to watch him. Inside to Mandragora, back to Cataldi. Little 1-2 here. Comuzzo and Fagioli with some exchanges. Comuzzo obviously came in for their captain Ranieri out at the left back role. Coal Miners up ahead for McKennie. Out to Cambiaso. Trying to get around Dodo. He does. Trying to cut back inside to the area. Trying to keep it going. Can't get that ball to settle. Battling against two players. Questionable how Dodo goes in there on his legs. Kolomuani. Oh my God. Why did you cut in? I have no idea what this is. This is where this team is at. When you're so bad, you're god awful. Why on earth, when you have a clear line of sight to goal, you can go straight? Watch this. One more step and have a shot, man. I know it's a shitty angle, but you got guys running towards goal too. Like, take one step and rip that fucking thing back post. Holy shit. I don't understand why you'd want to dribble into traffic in that scenario. This is just crazy. Fucking wild. Alex, you know me way too well, brother. Not a fan of the 2-7-2 revolutionary tactic, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, maybe Colo's a sign, hey? Does well when he first comes in, and then with more and more tutelage under this shit, just goes to shit. Cambiaso's down, and I talked about this questionable way Dodo goes into the leg. They're leaning into it and then throwing the backside of the shoulders in there. That's sketchy, and he's down. He's finally getting up now. He's going to need some attention. Probably going to try with the magic spray there. It's not moving good, I'll tell you that. We're just punting this ball around with no actual intent or direction of anything actually significant. It's a good hard challenge there by Kalulu on full run show. Cambiaso's literally going to the bench. He's done. He can barely get there too. Foul on Foloroncho there for his tackle on Alberto Costa from behind. Costa now, quick restart, back to Gatti. We got 3 minutes left and we can get out of this horror show. This is absolutely disgusting. Thiago Motta came in, I think, way too hot. Very aggressive with personalities. I think he lost the locker room, and I don't know where he gets the ego. You worked with a 31 million wage Bologna side prior to coming here. A guy like Fagioli just probably put the nail in your coffin, and he was not good enough for you to use. Yeah, you'll keep going to the guys that aren't rewarding you, and you actually hung yourself on guys that haven't rewarded you throughout this season. Congratulations. Congratulations on making an absolute mess. You were the one that preached meritocracy coming in at the start of the year. You were the one that preached that shit. Couldn't be far from it. Couldn't be far from it. E vaffanculo. Adley and Zaniolo going to come in now. Cataldi's going to come off. Moise Keane's going to come off. Tuna, brother, Vergogna doesn't even begin to explain it. Vergogna doesn't even begin to explain this, man. Ultimate lows. I can't wait to shut this feed down. Like, seriously, just kill this last minute and don't give any stoppage. Just end it. %64 possession through this game for Juve to create 11 attempts to Fiorentina's 9 and them bagging 3 goals. This possession shit. For what? Useless possession. I don't care if you have the ball or not. Be effective. We're so far from anything effective. It's crazy. Colomwani down, calling for a foul on that. Oh my god. And we just throw a nothing pass up ahead to Mbangula, who's entered the game. This thing's done. Mota standing there, hands in his pockets. I don't think there's much left for you. That's a foul there on Colomwani. We'll get a free kick in a good spot. Cole Miner's running up to take it. He'll probably have a rip here. Coal Miners stepping up. This is going back post. Gatti heads it, but a floater right into the arms of De Gea. We got 2 minutes of stoppage time, and we're already a minute through. Fiorentina players are already celebrating on the bench there. Fagioli will feel like there's some redemption there. Cast away, thrown aside, was getting 5-minute cameos towards the end. McKennie's pass cut off by Mandragora inside to Zaniolo. Runs across the center of the pitch. Lays it off for Gosens. Another 17 seconds, not even. Gomuzzo all the way across. Lamparic over to Dodo. That's game, everybody. That's game. It's game, and it's day to this whole shambolic tenure. Short and sweet, one and done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. Been brutal defeats over the past 5 years, but this team has no feeling to it whatsoever. This team has no substance. There is nothing there. There's nothing there whatsoever. Nothing. Absolutely just dominated. Like, we had the ball, but like, we were dominated in terms of any effective play, any effective football. They carved us up and then played with us after. We were zero threat. Zero threat. And Malta, for all his troubles, for his ego, for the arrogance, gets a big day from Fagioli, who had a great game in the middle of the pitch. I'll tell you right now. 7.5 rating for Fagioli. We didn't have any player with a sniff of 7. Shouldn't have had anybody with a sniff of 7. Thuram 6.9. McKinney got a 7.3. I have no idea how. Okay, Weah at 6.7. Like, this was just shambles. Like I said, 63% possession through the game for Juve. 11 total attempts to Fiorentina's 9. At the end of the day, Fiorentina did capitalize on some nice goals. They only had an XG of 0.40, but we were so toothless in this game. It was a pathetic display offensively. Absolute joke. For anybody claiming that Fiorentina wasn't strong today, I see some tweets and everything out there. They didn't have to be. They were stronger at the start. They played transition football and owned us. Once they got the lead, okay, let's see what Juve can create. And the truth was nothing. So they didn't have to do anything special. They coasted in this game. And that's absolutely pathetic from Juventus. The fact that they could just coast through this game. Embarrassing Bianconeri 81 doesn't even begin to explain this. You know? And I remember calling my dad after the Atalanta match. And the guy barely had any emotion to him. And that's because what I've been saying for a while and what we saw today is this team has nothing to it. There is nothing. It is a hollow shell of a team. They are going through the motions. There is no belief. There is no desire. There is no drive. There are no ideas. There's no creation. There's nothing to this side. If you care at all about top 4 and you're Juventus, this guy doesn't even hit the podium for the press conference. It is see you later. Okay? And the vibes I'm getting from my pops were that it's not even worth taking serious while this guy is there, because it's nothing even close to resembling a standard that is anything close to where we should be. This is so far below standards from all involved. And yes, the players have their share for sure. But my God, we called this looking at the lineup. Like, this lineup is ridiculous. And maybe he put himself out to dry and wanted to hang himself with certain guys. Well, guess what? They rewarded you with the same thing they've been rewarding you with all season. And that's sweet fuck all. So good on you, Mota. That's what you asked for. You asked for that. Meritocracy, my fucking ass. Okay? Meritocracy, my ass. I hate the fact that there is no compete whatsoever in this team. And that's when you know it is completely broken and it is time to move on. Flat out, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No compete, bye-bye. Bottom line, period. So, for them, see you later. I'm going to keep an eye on Twitter and whatnot because I want to hear the report that see you later, okay? See you later. I'm going to be bringing in the post-match presser and everything, so I'm going to keep in line with the words, what he's saying, so you can even stay tuned here, and I'll give you what he's got, okay? And yes, RB, I do have times for call-ins, okay? I'm going to pop it up here. This is me on WhatsApp. Do not call. Just shoot me a text if you want to come in, okay? And then we'll go from there. You're the GOAT. I'm trying to be the only friggin' guy that's keeping consistent and bringing stability to Juve. All right, buddy? All right. So we're going to do that, okay? Sack Mota after the game. We can't wait any longer. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Yildiz? Why would you bring Yildiz in? It's not like we needed a goal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, let me get everything set up here. And we go into the, by the way, we go into the international break. Perfect time to set somebody up if you're going to do it. Just saying. Just saying. But I still wouldn't commit to any of these guys. So again, and we got people ripping in here, okay? So I'm going to do this in order. Let's go. Let's go. Because there were some people tried to get in at halftime too, so I'm going to make it work here. I'm going to try my best to get everybody in. We're going to try to keep it moving very, very quickly. RB?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Holy man, I think we all know what's up. It is time, and it is time for that goodbye. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Period.
Yeah. I mean, today's like a record. Today's like the first time I've ever fallen asleep during watching a game. The first time during the 70th minute mark, I think it was, I had like a 20-minute power nap. But bro, that first half, and it's like we can see the goal, and you'd think that we'd react. But no, there's nothing. There's no reaction. There's nothing. The team's completely given up on Motta, and the players have to take accountability as well. To be honest, a lot of them are not good enough. I'm sorry, a lot of them are not good enough for this team. Motta takes the majority, 90% of the blame, but these players aren't good enough as well. I'm just gonna say it as well. Like, how is it that every time we play against Moise Kean, he looks like prime R9? I mean, he's having a good season, to be fair, but I don't know, man. I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of this.
I fail to believe this team is not capable of playing better football than this. I won't believe it. This guy has been out of ideas and rewarding the wrong players, and we got players out of position all over the place. That starting lineup was a horror show. If that was the plan and we saw that earlier, I would have said, don't even let him come out and coach this game. Like, just shut it down here. Because you could see it coming a mile away. It was a terrible, terrible lineup to play. And I fail to believe that these guys don't sense the shit that's going on isn't the right decisions. And I think that that's what happened somewhere along the lines. When we start hearing about all this smoke around coach issues and player issues, I think it's because they just don't like the decisions, and they probably were a bit vocal about it, and Motta lashed out like he has historically when players question him, because he takes it as this big authority thing, and that's it. Do you know who's humble enough to actually take questions from players? Fucking Carlo Ancelotti, who's achieved so much, actually has taken criticism and thoughts on decision, and is, you could see him in certain games actively ask his players, what do you think? Motta would never do that. Motta's got this ego about him that came out, and this arrogance that I have no idea, man. I have no idea where he gets it from.
Yeah, he's too stubborn. Way too stubborn. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So we asked the poll question there. I'm going to ask you again before we kind of like sign off, and I want to get more people coming in here. Do you think he's sacked, or do you think the team won't do it?
Honestly, I don't know. I do not know. I'm like 70%, 65, 70% confident he's going to get. I mean, he should get sacked. He shouldn't wake up with a job tomorrow.
Absolutely not. Like, he has to go now. And then once he goes, the onus has to be put on the players. But I'm surprised. There's a lot that feel he won't be sacked, and I can't see it. He has to be, but we'll see, brother. We'll see. Another painful one, man. But as always, thanks for your support. Thanks for the call in, man.
Always, man.
Appreciate it. Take care. We'll see you in the chat, brother. We're gonna keep things rolling. We got a bunch in here, man. Holy smokes. Okay, Aiden coming in here. We haven't actually heard from Aiden in a while. See if we can get Aiden on. It's just a horror show, everybody. Absolute horror show. Running out of words. Running out of descriptions. Aiden.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. Well.
Okay, my God. That was... I think he tried to be sacked with that one. With the lineup.
You know what? Does it not feel like he just knows... And he left guys on, like, I hate to say this. But it felt like he knows what's coming anyways, regardless. And he left guys on the bench and didn't give a shit about this result.
It says a lot that Yildiz got 0 minutes. That's telling. I think he's the player who, I didn't think those rumors were true about some players from, shitting on Motta or whatever, but it might have been Yildiz, honestly. Like, he barely played since then.
Yeah, it's just an ugly scenario all around. This is the big one going around right now, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hang on a sec. Do not call, everybody. Just send me a text. Okay, so Aiden, you there?
Yes.
Okay, so the one going around right now, and I got to get your thoughts on this, is this. Sack him and bring in an interim, or commit to a guy like Mancini. What do you want to see happen? What's your call?
I don't know. I mean, you've got who would you bring in as an interim? I know this might sound crazy, but like it's a terrible situation when I think our best option is an interim for Pirlo because he actually has experience. Whether that didn't go well or not.
Yeah.
Obviously it didn't. But for interims, nobody else is going to take the job as an interim. Even Tudor wants a full-time job reportedly.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because he's looking for work, right? I don't want to commit to anybody. Pirlo and Montero have kind of had their cracks, and I don't know if going back that route works. Honestly, I hate to pull him away from the next gen with the work he's doing, but I think just Brambilla to see things out.
Is he gonna I want someone who's gonna be authoritative and have that experience, because we're in a complete crisis. We're actually outside the top 4 now.
I know. It's just I don't think Pirlo's gonna bring that, and I don't think Montero.
I mean Montero. I don't know.
Montero was a disaster though when he came in, and it was just more shambles. And I don't know if he's gonna really. I don't know if he really led the team in terms of a motivational type thing. He's very limited too, as it's completely different world when you go from like Primavera or even Next Gen to the first team. So it's kind of tough. I just think keep it simple. Bring a guy that's there like Brambilla, and I know that's different from Next Gen to first team, but I think we just got to keep it in-house and tighten up and let the players know what the hell's up. Read them the riot act and just say, guys, seriously, what the hell are we doing? In terms of bringing in some around the Juve family, like to talk to these guys, like bring in some friggin' psychiatrists too. Like this team is dead. They're showing nothing. So I don't know. It's a shitty spot to be in. It's anybody's guess what the right decision is, but man, I tell you, let's see. But you're on board. He does have to go, but we're just sketched out about the decisions. Let's see what happens. Aiden, I'm gonna keep things rolling, man.
I'm on board then.
Yeah. I think it's got to happen. It's got to happen, brother. Thank you for the support, no matter what, and thank you for the call-in. Keep it rolling. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get to I think we got Eddie. Coming in here, and then I think we got Adam on deck here. Everybody reaching out. I love it. Keep the call-ins going, and everybody storm the barn. Fire away. Eddie.
Ciao, Berto.
Holy my God, man! From worse to even worse.
Listen, this is like the second week in a row now that I shut the match off after the first couple minutes of the half. I just started listening to your watch alongs just for group therapy.
Yeah. Right. Hey, how many smokes today through that one? My Madonna mia, man. I tell you.
Yeah, actually, I didn't smoke that many because after the second goal, I just started cooking my dinner to prepare. So that kind of delayed me.
Good man.
So I only had maybe about 4 during the course of the match.
Good man. Dude, he's got to go.
Listen, I seen the cracks in his whole philosophy back in October when I attended 5 matches between the draw against Cagliari all the way to the draw against Parma with that whole Stuttgart situation.
Yeah.
The lucky win on the own goal against Lazio.
Yeah.
I started seeing the cracks, and listen, just like everybody else, I was on board with Mota last season. I watched a lot of Bologna matches because, they had that big unbeaten streak in the beginning of the year, and I was always betting against them for the streak, that wind up ending. I lost a lot of money in the first couple of matches, and then obviously when Calafiori became a target, I watched a lot more of them towards the end of the season, and I was impressed, especially because, we heard how great Mota is with young players. So he comes in, I'm thinking, all right, good. We'll see Moretti, we'll see Fagioli play, we'll see Nicolosi get more playing time because Allegri wasn't giving them any chance at all, So we were getting rid of Rabio. We were getting rid of the contracts of Sandro and Tech. I was really pumped for the season. Then I just seen this total gut job happening. Somehow Chiesa doesn't fit into this squad.
Yeah.
But that was mind-boggling. We tried to force McKennie out, which he winds up being one of our most valuable players. Luca was going to be relegated to, a bench player or a possible CB if we needed him, and he had a good season. But this whole season has just been, the worst season I experienced, not just with Juventus, but I'm talking about, all four of the Philly sports teams. There's no hope at all right now.
I feel you. I said it during the watch along that despite the shitty results over the past 4 or 5 years, this is the worst feeling I've actually had around the team. It's really brutal. It's really down. I'm not kidding when I say they just resemble a hollow shell of a squad to me. There's nothing there of substance at all. And I'm concerned. I'm grossly concerned. Top 4? Who the hell knows? But
the worst part about it is, obviously I agree with you and RB that this lineup was definitely a spite lineup, keeping out Gatti, who's our only team leader, really.
Yeah.
Yildiz, who's supposed to be the future of the squad, and Cambiasso, who's our most versatile player we have. Obviously, them 3 players are definitely, the ones that have the issue with Mota.
Yeah.
And we put this lineup in. It was doomed to start. And the sad part is, we might see, not only Mota's obviously going to go, but we might see all 3 of them players go. Because we're going to have to do another fire sale because we might not make the Champions League next year.
Yeah,
that's the sad part about it.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's see how this club reacts because actions are going to speak louder than words. Everybody throughout the season has known that the management hasn't been saying anything, but I always said the actions are going to speak loudest. So let's see what this team does, man. Eddie, I appreciate no matter what the support, brother, and you tuning into the watch along and everything. These ones are tough and they suck, and I know that a lot of people would just rather go do what they're doing. But thanks, brother, for all the support, no matter what.
All right, take care.
Ciao, ciao. Man, it's tough out there, everybody. We are going to get to some of these Storm the Barns, too, as we got... what do you think was Mota's most egregious offense this season? A right winger, Colt Miner, sticks out to me, but this lineup today, this do or die to me, shows me that he knows what's going down, and he specifically did something to these players to prove his point, and he cared about that more than the result. So today is it, but and that's just my vibes, that's just my feelings, that's what I'm saying. So who knows? We do have more call-ins coming in. I'm gonna bring in Miran. We haven't had Miran on here for a while, man. This is great. Miran.
Hey, Berto.
Oh, my God. I haven't heard from you in so long, brother, but it's good to hear from you, regardless of the result. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this Juve right now. And I remember your comment a little while ago when you said, Berto, do you just think it's the Inter background that has me subconsciously on them? And I was saying, no, it's the play. Where are you at, brother?
Bro, so I 100% stand behind the squad, okay? I think we have quality in our squad. So when we look back at when this started, okay? So things were going well at the beginning of the season, and this all started when he had Gatti as the captain, right? Then he changed his mind for whatever reason, which now I know what happened. It's just this guy has a shit attitude with players, especially Italian players, okay? Because we've seen it with Gatti, we've seen it with Cambiasso, we've seen it with pretty much every single player, okay? I don't even know who besides Coop Miners is on his side, okay?
Yeah.
He literally started having attitude problems or just whatever personal problems with players to a point where we shipped out Danilo, and it's getting to a point where I 100% stand behind the Scott that we have quality. These players, I know people are talking about Lloyd Kelly and that being a bad signing or whatever. I swear to God, if we have I would pay money to see Lloyd Kelly under Conte. okay, or any of these other players that we have, okay. It's all about the coach, okay. We all knew that we needed a coach, okay, and we needed somebody who could just like give guidance to these guys just to help them because we have a young Scott, okay. Instead, we got somebody who would just have a beef with every single player.
Yeah.
So, and you and I were talking about like, is he a one-trick pony?
Yep.
Oh my God, this is a zero-trick pony. Like,
Zero.
nothing out there. So I agree with you. I know you and I were talking about, I was like, is this you against him because of, his inter background? But it's not inter background. It's just the shit attitude that even had this as a player. But I told myself, okay, he's a coach now, so I need to change my view or whatever. I love to hear your point of view.
I'm with you 100%. I've said it all season that you don't have this many guys. And if you're going to sign players in the summer, do we not want to sign guys that are on consecutive strong seasons on the trot? Of course you do. Luis was that guy, and he was never injured since 21. Colt Miners is one of the best Serie A midfielders for like 3 years running. He's in the top 5 for each of those years. You sign these guys, and all of a sudden, Nico Gonzalez had like 17 goal contributions last season. It looks like he doesn't have any clue how to play this year. Is this... Yeah. There's got to be more than just these guys suck. I'm not buying that. Like, it's the coach. Everybody is starting to suck and shit the bed in this game, in this team. Kolo Muani came in, was red hot, and gradually he has become dog shit under this man's tutelage. I'm sorry, but the longer this guy is around these players, Fagioli is an unusable player. To 5-minute cameos, he bossed the middle today. Easily. What are we talking? He couldn't use him at all. I'm sorry, Motta's terrible. He's a terrible coach for this team. He is built for mid-table sides, and he could probably pull them above. But he needs guys that have like absolutely zero of ego to them, and he can make something happen. But anybody that has any kind of like belief or ego to them, and this is another thing where the players come in, because I don't know what the hell this crop has done to have an ego also, and that's where the players come in line. But Motta can't deal with it. And to be fair, if you're a coach and you can't handle your own teams or your own players kind of critiquing you a bit or calling out certain decisions, then you're going to be set to fail. Because you have to appreciate and take in the critique, especially from your own team, because these are the guys you rely on. So if you're going to take that as a negative and battle them, you're going to have nobody on your side. And this is where he's gotten to. I don't think anybody's on his side.
I don't think anybody's on his side. And, talking about people having egos, I think this is the hardest. Like, you need to be terrible just to find somebody on this Scott, like Cambiaso and Gatti to be against you. Like these players are just like they don't even have egos. Like you create players against you. I don't know how. Like this, it's like you need to be very talented in pissing people off.
Yeah, it's wild to me. I mean, these are some of the guys that have been talking as if they are going to be future bandiera of the club, and if a new coach can't have these guys on board, then that's huge. That's huge. But I think he's created a world of issues, and it's literally on him. But there's no way we can continue. No way, man. I do appreciate all the support, man. This season's been bumpy as hell, but thank you for the call in. We are going to keep it rolling.
I appreciate that. Just one last comment.
Yes.
And just to talk about the bright side, okay? Again, I think we have a very quality Scott, okay? And I think the problem is just a coach. Now we probably have to use an interim coach to get us through the end of the season. But I'm sure if we get the proper coach, and I agree with you that next coach does not have to be someone with a great future. We need like somebody with a very proven resume, okay?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hope we get that, but I'm very confident. I'm very positive about the players that we have. I can literally, there's no player on the Scott currently that I say, I don't think this guy is good. Even Lloyd Kelly, I mean, he's new. I stand behind every single player. With the proper coach, we're going to be rock and rolling.
I think I have some questions around certain players, but I agree with you. I think the team is grossly underachieving. So let's see what happens. Hoping for better days, brother, but thank you as always. Take care, man.
You too.
Ciao, ciao. Yeah, that's kind of where it's at, everybody. That is kind of where it's at. You've got a combination of a lot of different things going on, but I'm telling you, everybody, I have a feeling Motta knows. Nico Skira, we talked about it today on the previous show. It's decided. He said it's decided. He's got high confirmations that he believes it doesn't matter about any results, and Motta acted that way today. He acted that way today. So for me, I think he's on his way. Now we get to the Twitter world. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Lloyd Kelly's substitution was forced. He felt a pull in his right thigh. That's not the one that we care about. Del Piero says, you can win or lose, but always with your head held high. There is no reaction on the bench, on the field, or within the Juventus environment. Of course not. Del Piero says it's inexplicable to bring on 3 defenders with the first 3 substitutions when you are down 3-0. What are we talking about? We said it. Like, where's the changes at halftime? You're down already. No Yildiz in this game speaks volumes to me. You've got Conceição sitting there. You made 3 defensive substitutions when you're down 3-0. What are we talking about? You're telling me this guy cares about the result today? He didn't care, and he knows the writing's on the wall. To continue with this guy is sackable for everyone involved. If you're in control of making this decision and you keep him around, then you need to go as well. Del Piero continues, it's difficult to comment on a moment like this for someone who is emotionally involved like me. The most serious sign is that there's no reaction to the opponent's punches. It means that Juve is in a very low state and doesn't reflect the spirit of the club. There you go. It's painful. Fagioli talking about it. Juventus, it's a difficult period for them. I'm sorry because I was there for 11 years. Giuntoli speaks. In times like these, we must all stick together. We are very disappointed with our last 2 below par performances in a season full of ups and downs. However, we are confident that we can overcome this together, even with Thiago Motta. Giuntoli continues, it takes me a moment to really stomach that one, okay? The project started a while ago by rejuvenating the squad and lowering salaries. Our main goal remains qualifying for the Champions League, which is still within our reach. It will not be within your reach with this man. Okay? Unbelievable. So Giuntoli essentially says we could still achieve this, and with Thiago Motta. We got to leave it on that note. If you're in charge of keeping this the way it is, I'm sorry, you need to go too. So to all involved, one of these from me, okay? A huge fat day, and I'm out of words. I'm out of words for this. How can you continue? This team will crumble, and you will lose. You will lose top 4 continuing with this man. That was a horror show. That's 2 horror shows from Motta back to back. Okay? Again, those substitutions, you're chasing goals. Yildiz sits, complete game in its entirety. You never think about bringing on 2 strikers. You leave Conceição out there. You never started the game with Gatti. I'm sorry. This was a disaster from the start, a disaster at the end, and if you're willing to let this continue, then you don't give a shit about the standards of this club, and you don't give a shit about the actual top 4 objective, and you need to go too. Enough is enough. This is a joke, okay? So, to hell with all of them. To hell with all of them. Guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm hoping we wake up tomorrow to the news that this was just post-match PR shit. But I hope that we wake up to the news that Motta is fired. And hopefully that's the case. We do have a post-match podcast tomorrow. I know for sure it's myself and Sev. And Sev is a very emotional fan, so I can imagine how this therapy session is going to go. But I'm going to hope that we wake up to that news. Otherwise, I'm really going to go off because we're not serious. We're not a serious club if we continue in this manner. So let's see what happens. To all of you, you guys are amazing. And this is not easy times. This is so extremely difficult. It's really hard for me because right now, the only thing I want to do is pick up this chair I'm sitting on and absolutely thrash it around the office, okay? I want to flip this table. I want to lose my shit because I'm so sick and tired of watching the same thing with everyone expecting some type of change, all of us expecting some type of turnaround. And the fact that management would be willing to continue in this manner, in this direction to see the season out when it clearly isn't working, I'm fucking over it, okay? So it's very difficult for me, but you guys are the best, and I thank you because you're here with me all the time, and I swear to God, it keeps me going, okay? Wow. It's testing me, okay? But for now, we continue to roll, so we see how it goes. You guys are the best, though, and you deserve a massive round of applause. Anyone that watched that game till the bitter end, give yourselves a pat on the back because I'm sure sitting at home, even here, whatever, we showed more enthusiasm, more energy, and more actual passion than anybody that was involved with what we just saw today. So credit to all of you. Tomorrow morning, we reconvene. Therapy will be in order. I'm probably going to scrap the espresso tomorrow, go for tea, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to calm down enough, okay? I am absolutely infuriated. So on that note, it's time for family time because I know my girls will cheer me up, all right? And I hope that you all have something that you can fall back on that will cheer you up, okay? Until tomorrow morning, as always, no matter what, okay? It's fino alla fine. It's Forza Juventus, but it is also figure this shit out. This guy's got to go, okay? It is also that. Tomorrow morning, we'll see you all again. Therapy will be in session. Take care, everybody. And again, thank you for all the support during this horror show, 2 horror shows back to back. You all deserve better. We deserve better, all right? Let's see. Let's see how it shakes out. Ciao tutti.